And we're back with some more Space Haven. So, this ship has what looks like some nastiness on top of it. Let's get... Can we shoot them from there? Damn it. Damn it. Never mind, got him. Oh, you got... Oh, there's 3 of them. Well, that's excellent. Dead. Dead. Guys, don't let them in closer. Yeah, I feel like that was kind of sloppy. Okay, oop. Damn it. Pull back. Get around the corner. They'll come to you. Sloppy again. Doesn't matter. Oh, dear God. That is a lot of stuff. Okay, then. We're all aboard. We finally got onto the ship. And, yeah, we just killed him. I feel like the difficulty of these ships has definitely gone up a little bit. How many bots did we just slaughter? Okay, it wasn't quite a full slaughter. They did put up a decent fight. Yeah, but I think we've secured most of it. Ship scrapped, resources all strip mined, well, except for the exotic ore. We're not going for exotic ore anymore. I know that gives you energium, but we don't care. We have plenty of that stuff. What we really want to get our hands on is raw chemicals. Raw chemicals help us out. Also, avoiding nebulas. Destroys your shields. Don't want my shields down in a meteor area. This area over here, quick derelict. Yeah, let's go check that out super quick. If it has cooties, that could be a problem, but we have fighters. Nope, do not have cooties. Do not see any warnings up here. I think we are good to go. Let's go pay them a visit. Actually, the assault team are having a bit of a nap. They'll get up, have their main meal of the day, and their only meal of the day, and then we'll send them across. Oh, look at that. Rogue bots detected. Where are they coming from? You know what? We'll just let everyone go out and take care of them as needs be. I had been trying to keep the assault team indoors for previous missions, but now they can pop out and go attack. How many is there? There's just 2 of them? Yeah, they'll go down pretty quick. You face the power of the Star Fury, buddy. You haven't got a hope in hell. What's your skills? Recruit 4? Oh, you have a pretty low piloting skill. You'll sort this out. Where's everyone else? I feel like everyone else should be scrambling, but maybe I've just set the priority too low. Oh my god, there's a whole thing over here. You know what? You 4 need to get on board this ship right now. You guys, you know what? You can sleep it off. This guy's probably going to lose his ship. But I think I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, no. He's got it covered. Just, you gotta... Ooh, yeah. Now, you need to immediately return home. If we can get him back aboard, what we'll tell him to do is just... We'll tell him not to use this ship again. Oh, we got 4 of you. Perfect. Immediately dock over there. Nice. Alright, so we just grab that craft. And we tell it you're not allowed to undock. The rest of them are... Which means you can go and grab a fresh ship and go out and start fighting them. And as well as that, the rest of the team will be up in a minute. Sinatro, Townpoem, Zid, Yuan. Once they're up and running, you'll have a lot more fighters to draw upon. For now, our shields should hold. Why are our shields down? No one's working the shields. Yeah, I get it. Okay, fine. Go in here. Get into the corner. Pretty sure there's going to be a stream of bots coming. Okay, you guys stay there. Stuff will show up. You will pop it. Hey, don't you guys want to get up? You know what? I'm afraid it's time you guys had a rude awakening. Go to work. How you boys doing? Any damage? Oh, here comes another customer. Service achieved. All right. And fighters are kicking the snot out of their ships. Perfect. You guys, you need to make sure. Ooh, potential recruit. I'd forgotten you could get people on ships. Now, we're going to watch out for those big stompy robots. Where are you? Also, if we check on the overview. Yeah, sure, we've cleared out that area, so they shouldn't be able to spawn anymore, right? Actually, we shoot that. Will it die, is the question. You know what? Never mind. I've been shooting that thing for a while. Nothing's happening. Let's go. Okay, ship has been explored. Only thing left to do is check out this thing. You know what? Let's keep everyone ready. Who are you, and are you any good? Your weapons of 2, piloting of 2. Now, I get that some people are going to look at this and think, wow, they've got a botany of 8, medical of 8, research of 8. They're good. Research is almost done. There's almost nothing left in the research tree to actually knock out, so we don't care. Medical, you only need 1 person with level 6 or higher, just so that you can take care of operations. We've got a couple of those, if not 3. Botany, we've already got a bunch of people. Weapons-wise, a +2 is nothing. And piloting of a ship, well, if you got a +2 in weapons, that's not really very useful. I want 5 or higher. If you don't have a 5, you can't carry a laser rifle or a plasma rifle. No good to us. No point. Oh, and while we could not get people who are really good at weapons, the only thing that can kill us now is if we get attacked and killed by things trying to shoot us either with fighters or with guns. That's it. So making sure that we get people with weapons and guns, or with starfighters or weapons, means we're basically maximizing our chances of survival. We can take some minor whatever. Sorry, hopefully someone will come. Yeah, hopefully someone will come along to help you out. I mean, sorry, buddy. Just how things are, I'm afraid. Okay, you guys, we're gonna scrap down this ship. Android corpse remains. Finally! Looking for those for ages. See, nanotech augmentation over here requires an android corpse. So does anatomical augmentation. Perfect. Which one do we want first? Oh, definitely anatomical. Kind of feel bad for poor Roots. Like, you left him a gun or something? Maybe we can just take him to the next station and drop him off? Oh, and a new recruit has joined us. Recruit 5. They're currently set to pick up their gear. They will be using laser rifle, stun pistol, armored vest. Basically, we made sure they had a high enough weapons level to be useful to us. They'll also be doing some piloting. They'll be a great pilot, but they'll be able to pilot at least a bit. How are we looking on the jump front? Okay, let's see what else we got. I think we've cleaned out this system of everything we really care about. And we've explored a lot of it. I suppose there is one more derelict. We might as well have a look. Maybe they've got an android corpse. You never know. Which reminds me, how is our research going under that? Yeah. Finally, it's done. That means we can get more resources in there. And you definitely do have a spawner. How's everyone looking? You're all awake. You've all got your food in. We try to arrange our jumps so that everyone's, like the assault team, are ready to go. Then what we'll do is we'll draft them up and we'll immediately put them on the ship. We're going to send them over. Now, ships are going to spawn there most likely, but we want to make sure we get over there really quickly so that we can start smashing them so they can't keep respawning them. You full? Yep. There should be fine. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of distance. We've got really good aim. The bots tend to have less good aim. Perfect. We are docked. Fire, fire, fire. Guys, are you going to shoot? Freaking Star Wars out here. Shoot that guy, shoot that guy, shoot that guy, shoot that guy, shoot that guy. You guys need to go that way. You need to go that way. You need to go that way. Perfect. Shoot him. Distance is our friend, it would appear. Dear God, that was messy. Where's their bots? Ooh, recruit 4. Well, recruit 4, you tried, you failed, but that's okay. Let's keep going. We want to make sure we get over to this location so that they can't spawn anymore. Oop. Shoot it. How? All four of you? I suppose you're all probably a little bit damaged right now. That was a very sloppy fight. There's another rogue bot? How? You know what? It's fine. We have fighters. The fighters can take care of it. Reminds me we've got to replace one of those fighters now. We still have not managed to get the remains of a Hulk bot, or one of those walker things. We need those for some other research as well. Well, we'll just grab all this stuff and get out of here. Ooh, there's an alien parasite in that tank. Can't really see it because of the light in the way, but there's like a little bobbing, face hugger in there. Yeah, let's just leave that there. No one open that. Okay, area, strip mined, everything harvested, and we are ready to jump. We've basically taken everything out of the sector except for the nebula ones. I just don't want to go near them. And we've traded with pretty much every ship in the area, so we can ignore those. I can't remember if I harvested those derelicts, and I'm not sure I care. Do we care? Nah. Let's head over here. Yeah, we'll just auto-travel. Actually, there is some resources over here we'd like to grab just super quick. Then we'll move on. Hey, rogue bots detected. What the... Anyone want to, immediately get out there and start killing that thing? We've added on a couple of extra just in case, so everyone's got an extra fighter they can work with now. Rogue bot sent out signal, incoming rogue bots. Well, that's fine. Did you just go and pick a fight with two new ones while there was still one around our ship? Recruit 5. That's bold. And more ships are launching. Excellent. Down, down, and down some more. Now, where are those rogue bots? ETA unknown. A scanner will estimate the arrival time. I have a scanner. There's one right there. Rogue bots detected. Cool. Does everyone want to launch now? Oh, and while we're at it, we might as well start the mining process. Everything but the exotic ore. Feels kind of weird to do that. The hell? Hey, you're killing the asteroids. I don't think they're going to last very long. I don't think the game really expects you to have this many fighters. So our strategy might be a little bit odd and the game doesn't know exactly what to do with it. But yeah, Babylon 5 for the win. Eat Star Furies. Well, we'll let the harvesting continue, and then, once it comes around to about... Actually, all the boys should be ready to go. Why is your energy so low? You might have missed out on a nap. I might have to do a little bit of schedule finagling. Okay, they keep spawning, and it's mildly annoying, but I think it'll work. And we do have a few injured fighters. I need to do something about the smoke that collects in the fighter rooms. I think I'm going to have to put in a vent of some sort. You can probably get moved over to the opposite side. We could fit in a vent somehow to vent out this, or maybe put a smoke... You know what? I'm not going to worry about it just yet. We're just going to finish off the last of these and then send over an assault team. Alright, you filthy machines. We're here to clean house. Try to die quickly. Yeah, that's actually a good range. Ooh, more of you. Wall's getting in the way, but that's okay. You can pop over here. I think we got most of them. We still have not seen one of those weird monkey bot things. There he is. Would one of you leave a corpse behind? It's really frustrating. We need to study one of your corpses, and if you keep exploding without leaving a corpse, it makes it really hard. Maybe we need to use stun rifles on them or something. Okay. We got them all. Perfect. You can be undrafted as well, and let's scrap this ship and get out of here. Okay, somehow we lost our miner. I don't know when. I don't know how, but we'll build another one. And why is there so much repairs required over here? Someone want to get over here and get on that? It took a few minutes, but we mined out the whole area. Well, except for the exotic ore, which we don't actually want. Well, thank you for that. Now let's head over this direction. Yeah, this is where we did our refits the last day. I'm head over to a new sector. Theta Palpatine territory. Let's go. Random event may occur. Random event. Yeah. Now, please tell me they've got some, whatchamacallums over here. Civilian places where we can hand off these Muppets. We don't want them. We still have 3 prisoners as well we're trying to recruit. Nothing? Oh, here we go. Detected fleet passing by. You may try and interrupt their journey. Chance to interrupt 79%. It is the military alliance. And there's a derelict there, so... yeah, perfect. Let's drop out. Hey, trade partner. Incoming rogue bots. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Let's see what you got for available missions. Retrieve log. Okay. You want us to pop over there and grab the ship's log, and in exchange you'll give us... do we want the money or do we want the energium? Yeah, no, we got enough money. We'll take it for that reason. Thank you. And trade-wise, what do you got? Basically, they don't have a lot. This was not exactly very productive. And what do we got over here? Oh, this thing's not actually producing the bots. So, where are you guys coming from again? Oh, here they come. 5 bots, one of which is a scout. I'm going to want everyone to scramble. We're going to just change priorities here. Everyone should have max priority on scrambling as pilots. Yes, you do. Does that mean you guys are actually going to do it, though, is the question. Carrying to facility... no. Idling? No, manning a fighter. There we go. Ah, ha, ha, ha. That hurt the shield a lot. Hopefully this guy will distract him a little bit as well, buy us a bit more time to get our fighters out. Deploy, deploy, deploy! Where's the fire? Ah, here we go. You, extinguishing fire. Good, that's fine. I don't need to close the doors just yet. Extinguish fire. And you two, just get in here and put out the fire now. Yes, it's going to suck for a bit. I get that. Done. You guys can get back to work. It is smoke inhalation. Never hurt anyone. Maybe a few people. Okay, done. Did the bots get off a... No, I do not see them getting that off. Exit. Who got high body temperature? The beer god. Of course the beer god has a high body temperature. The beer god. Feeling somewhat hungry under the influence of spaceship fatigue. Grant. Perfect. You guys all go back to bed. Once you're up in the morning, we'll go send you over to raid that Hulk. Okay. Space Hulk, what you got for us? Slow it down. Been a while since we've seen some bugs. And here comes a charger. Zap him. Yeah. Ouch. Don't think we got a corpse out of that one. Would have been nice if we did. Damn, those guys are tough. Like, it takes a lot of hits to knock them down. I think if we leave that alive, it will just keep spawning. But we're just going to wipe it out. Okay. Area cleared. Oh, there's a charger. Can we kill the charger really quickly before it sees us? No, it's seen us. Who are you targeting? I'm going to assume you're targeting a Mac. Weird thing is, they do damage, but not enough that I actually care. Maybe it's the body armor. Maybe it's just Maybelline. I don't know. What the hell did you shoot? Whatever it was, it's dead. Let's clear the rest of this Hulk. Ooh, there is a lot more going on in these things now. Like, it used to be you'd only have a few bugs and then you'd be done. And now it's like, no, you're going to be spending a whole afternoon over here. Damn it, I was trying to move him out of the way in time. Matt, we're going to have to keep you at the rear. You've taken a few slaps today. And Matt here is in pain. They've got a hole or slash, but there doesn't seem to be a wound to it. You know what? Use that stim on yourself. And the rest of you, top up on O2. I think we might be able to farm these guys for a while. So if we leave that egg there, we could just technically come back and farm here, but it's kind of slow to get the corpses. Like, the hope was we could just keep farming them for corpses, which we could then break down for chemicals. But from what I can see, you don't really get a lot of chances, do you? Like, I'm not seeing any corpses left behind. Maybe it's just the original ones could potentially leave corpses, and then after that, you're done. Never mind, there's eggs. The eggs actually have to hatch. Guys, there we go. Yeah, so the eggs hatch. If we kill the main egg, the smaller eggs stop hatching. So there actually is a limit no matter what way you do it. And completed that mission. The military alliance are happy. They grab the log and they'll give us the resources. Cool. Oh, they've got another mission for us. Same derelict? They want to double down. They want us to bring back the body of Brian. You know what? We'll take your rifle and stuff. This we can actually sell for a pretty penny, so, sure thing. We're almost finished clearing the derelict anyway. It should be done in no time. Okay, we did get 6 crawler corpses and 1 hauler. I will take it all, thank you very much. And Brian is part of the mission, so done. This was totally worthwhile. Interrupting him gave us 2 missions, and we get to clear out this derelict, and we get a whole bunch of corpses that we can compost up. Actually, in all fairness, the crawler corpses, even with 10 of them, it wouldn't be worth 1 raw chemical. Yeah, not really sure it's worth it. Hauler corpses, though, there we are. You need to go up to the top. Hauler corpse we can use for actually knocking out another tech. One side experiment I've been running is individual sleeping rooms. Now, I've been trying to cram it down into smaller and smaller spaces, but this is sort of the smallest I can do. What we do here is we just basically give them 3 spaces. One of those spaces is occupied by the doors. The doors need to be able to feed into there. We don't bother giving them a bedside table. There's no point giving them a bedside table. Well, we could give them a bedside table and improve their happiness in the room a little bit further, but I would prefer to actually save the space and make this more printable. And all we're doing here is testing which way the beds have to be. It seems it doesn't matter. So you can put the heads of the bed at the door, which I just feel is kind of mean. So we're not going to do that. We're going to put the tail of the bed at the bottom. The head will be up against the wall. Should feel a little bit nicer for them. That should mean everyone sleeps in there instead of sleeping in these bunks. And ship left the sector. Well, yeah, of course they did. I think we're just about finished here, are we? Yep. The bots and everyone else are having a field day clearing this place out. Well, as interruptions on a warp jump go, this one was delicious. Thank you for all the resources. That's going to eat into our hyperspace jugs, but who cares? No random event. Unfortunate. I kind of feel like you could pop back and forth doing a bunch of random events for fun. Hyperlane, what have we got? Well, only one option. I am not stopping in a nebula. It just eats your shields. Kind of pointless. And we're still not seeing any civilians. If there's no civilians here, I'm going to be very annoyed. What are you? Merchant Federation. Ah, damn it. Okay, I suppose we'll head over there anyway. What do we got over here? Military Alliance and Merchant Federation. But you do have a bunch of resources to mine. Well, we might as well take them. It'd be rude not to. And yeah, it's just both Merchant Federations. Fine. But that means you've probably got some good stuff to trade, right? Well, this one has augmentation parts. We'll take 10. Thank you very much. And we'll sell them like a rifle, a spare laser rifle. It's a medium quality one. We don't want medium quality. We only want good quality. Thank you very much. We have made a repair station, so anytime a laser rifle gets a little bit poor quality, we just dump it. Ooh, I'll actually buy some of your fruit as well. You know what? Fine, take that stuff there. And answer your phone, would you? I want to see if you'll take these civilians off our hands. Nope. Do not see any way to get rid of them. Damn it. Guys, got any missions? No, you do not. Well, we'll just mind what we can and get out of here. Oh, great. This sector has micrometeorites and solar flares and asteroids. Well, isn't that just peachy? The weather here is fantastic. Ooh, forgot about this stuff over here. You know what? We're going to eat it all. We are going to stay here, mine a lot of it. We're going to tank the solar flare. We're going to tank the micrometeorites. Craft hit by it? Oh. It can actually, the micrometeorite's going to hit the shuttle? That's kind of crazy. Solar flare, ETO known as scanner. Yeah, well, I can't. Someone's not on the scanner right now, or this requires a high capacity power node, which is currently being damaged by the micrometeorites. Yeah, on the bright side, since it's powered off, won't that mean if the solar flare happens, it won't burst into flames? I mean, you know, you gotta imagine the good parts with the bad. While we're at it, we'll grab as much food as you got. Thing is, we've got a whole bunch of freeloaders on board, and I'm grabbing as much food as I can to keep us going. I figured we can trade for it. How's our chemicals looking? That's our big bottleneck. We got 12. We'll lose a few after these trade, or we'll lose at least one after this trade, but it'll be grand. We'll We'll probably find some more somewhere soon enough. Alright, here comes the solar flare. Now, I haven't advised there's ways to turn some things off in here. Probably should have looked into that earlier. Ah, here we go. Toggle whether industrial facilities should be allowed to use power. Now, that's turned off several of the machines. Not all of them. Now, let's see what happens. What is you? You are alert crews to take out battle stations. No, it's fine. Alright, so when the solar flare happens, those machines should not go nuts, hopefully. I should probably turn off a few more. Okay, solar flare happens. What's happening there? Yeah. Okay, so there's a timer before the fire breaks out. You get over there immediately and put out the fire. And we shall close the vents there. And we shall close the vents. Yeah, we're going to close the vents here as well. That should keep the smoke in there. Tash, you're going to get a little bit scorchio. Oh, cool. Guys, are you going to help out? Why are you standing in the fire? Oh, God. Run. Run, 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 run. Whew. Oh, that's a problem. Let the people in spacesuits take care of it. Good job, all. Okay. That's going to be a whole bunch of smoke, a whole bunch of heat, and a whole bunch of problems we don't want to deal with. But slowly, that should be fine. Let's actually just check the temperature overlay. Yeah, no, that's not great. Not great, but it's far away from the crops. So I'll take it. It'll take a little bit of time, but that's 200 degrees. Sorry to our guests. Okay, so next time we see a solar flare, we keep an eye out for the number. Once we see the number above the building, we send someone over so that we can put it at the moment it starts. If we stop it before it gets out of control, we should be able to lock it down immediately. And what have you got for us? You know what? We shall take some of your raw ores as well. Yeah, our machines are back up and running. We'll finish up here and be gone. Gases in this game are kind of weird. You can see all the gases here. There's loads of smoke. And this gas scrubber here is, well, destroying some of it, but not much. But if we open the vents on this, the gas scrubber goes from about 15 to 20% smoke to 45, 50, 55. But you see the smoke is not really getting past this point. It sort of gets out here, and this thing seems to have a radius of effect where it just absorbs any negative gases. So it's slowly but surely removing all of the smoke from this area. And then as it spreads out further and further, it dissipates and gets, well, eaten by this. And what I would really like is a way to... research, whatever. Is a way to generate smoke sustainably. Because smoke gets turned into raw chemicals as it's eaten by this machine. Which means that it would be a way to generate infinite raw chemicals if you could come up with a way to produce as much smoke as you wanted. Maybe even... What the... Chips left? Yeah. Maybe if we just put down, say, things like lights or wall segments. Something that can burn, but that is made out of tool power. For example, this tool facility thing here, this produces, well, a kind of... think of it like a 3D printer goo, which you use to make things like... in-floor lights. They just have building tools cost. Lights not so much, wall lights. So wall lights and in-floor lights are effectively made from infrablocks or fractions of infrablocks, and we can make those out of raw ores, basically. Which means we can then find a way to farm smoke and then get that smoke and turn it into raw chemicals, and that raw chemicals we could then feed into the system. Because this place is actually... You still producing smoke? Yeah. Question is, how do we start fires reliably and then get them to... and then sort of keep them from spreading? The only thing I could think of was weapon attachments and flamethrowers. For example, you can build these flamethrower devices, but after you build them, they only have 4 shots. Once you've fired those 4 shots, you're done. And then you have to build another one. Okay, I got a little distracted, and I did some testing on a test map, and I think I found a way to make lots of chemicals. One second, we're gonna need some space for this. What the hell? Where's the civilians coming from? I don't think there was even a warning they were coming. I will totally answer your call. I've been looking for civilians for... We're in the middle of chemicals here. Give us a second. They're looking for their faction members. We can finally get rid of those... yes, we have refugees on board. Receive settlement. We're willing to offer you a reward for giving our faction members back 6 Quantronic components, 3 Hyperium, 1 artificial meat, 3 energy blocks. Yeah, I don't actually care. Take a lot of them. We're good. Take them all. Are these captive crew? I don't have any captive crew. Release refugees? Wait, I thought we already did this. More money and... yeah, I'll take that too. Do you have any other stuff? You know what? Let's just trade. Let's just trade. Hopefully you have some chemicals or something. Actually, these are the civilian ships. No idea where they came from. We'd sort of been in this sector and we'd explored everything. I really thought we were going to be stuck with those Muppets for ages. Are you all gone? Huh, if they're this area out, we can repurpose it. No. First, chemical farming. Okay. Now, I was wondering where these civilians were coming from, because normally what happens is if you stop anywhere in a sector for any period of time, the ships that are exploring the area or whatever you want, patrolling it, will stop in, which is why you always meet the merchant and the military guys. That's why we'd met those already. Now we're seeing civilians coming in. I'm like, where are they coming from? They're coming from over here. You can actually see there's 2 civilian ships making their way down this direction, which is why it was so bizarre for them to show up. I didn't realize that. So that means if you hang out on the edge of a sector, you can potentially meet the ships in the adjacent sector. I don't know if it only counts for civilians, but I'm going to have to play around with that some more. If you could lure pirates out of their home sectors, that might be beneficial. Oh, yes, we're still doing the chemical farming. We're just researching weapon attachments for the delicious flamethrower. Ah, finally. That took a minute or 3. Now we can make a couple of those. In fact, give me 3 of those. We're going to grab a few flamethrowers and cook us up some chemicals. And we did recruit the prisoners that we had in store. We'll worry about those later. For now, we just want to get our chemicals cooked. Okay. Now, I haven't quite perfected this and done a lot of testing, but I've done enough to know this should work reasonably well. What we have here is a burn room. We've learned from Oxygen Uncluded that having a vacuum seal is very important, so all the way around the outside there's no connections. The only connection between this burn room and the rest of the ship is this corridor here. In fact, let's turn off the vents on this. We shall close the vents just in case. And then what we have here is the flamethrower weapon attachment. Now, do be aware, when you put an attachment on your gun, it reduces its accuracy. Well, except for the scope. So flamethrowers, grenade launchers, all those things, they give a minus 20% accuracy to your primary weapon once you equip it. Meaning, we're going from an accuracy of 81% on this character to 61%. These things are brutal. I don't use them unless you absolutely have to, because they drain. You know what? Just to make a difference. Anyway, down here, we have a wall segment. We're going to right-click it, and we're going to go, give me some flames. And, whee! Oh, and let's turn on hazardous gases overlay. And there, see that discoloration? That's hazardous gases and smoke. Lovely, jovely stuff. Okay, then we can, of course, do it again. However, you'll notice here it's gone from 3 of 4 ammo. It's gone from 4 of 4 ammo to 3 of 4. You can even see the little orange bar at the bottom. So if we fire that a second time, you can see it's gone down to halfway. However, turns out the game has issues with some things. Now, not all things. For example, if we swap this with one in our inventory, nothing happens. However, if we put it back into storage, it combines with the previous ones there, and now it is completely rearmed, meaning we now have 3 4-4 flamethrowers. So what you can kind of just do is this. Fire there. And then instead of sticking it right into the inventory, actually I'll demonstrate it now in a minute. But we'll do it again. We'll just go, give us some more fire, please. We can just dump it directly on this, and it swaps. And now we end up with a fully reloaded flamethrower. Again. Okay, but why are we doing all of this? Well, it's all to do with the gas scrubber. Your basic gas scrubber here has a bunch of things. One, it scrubs out carbon dioxide and turns it into carbon. It scrubs out hazardous chemicals, which comes from chemical refinery, energy, metal, and recycler. They're a little bit harder to get your hands on. And then there is smoke, which it turns into raw chemicals and carbon. So basically, we're trying to generate as much smoke and hazardous gases as possible so that they can be absorbed by the gas scrubber. The gas scrubber will then turn all of those at 10 units at a time into this stuff over here. Which means this, boy, how are you looking? You're 0.2, you have no poisonous gases at all in you. Well, I think it's because I've probably got the vents closed. know what? Let's just let me cook some more in here. I'm just gonna fire a whole bunch until it gets so hot in here that we start getting warnings that Recruit 5 is having a toasty day. Okay, this is getting a little bit ridiculous. We'll open up the vent on this door. I'd like to point out, at the moment, there is only 0.2 carbon in here, and there is 0.1 carbon in there. Nothing else. And the moment this vent is open, it should start allowing the gases from in there out. And in the same time, we're just gonna keep generating more and more until the heat becomes a problem. Or, you know what? I think we'll just leave now. You can go back in there. It's just the gases are starting to leak out and cause a few problems. So we'll just have Recruit 5 leave the room. Excellent. Undraft them, and we'll close that vent again just for the moment. I think a little bit too much smoke was getting out. You can see there the smoke consumption. So that smoke consumption is at 100%. And this one over here, smoke consumption 100%. This is going to take a minute. Oof. There's a lot of gas trying to leak out of there, and a fair bit of heat. Let's check the temperature overlay. Oh, temperature's actually not that bad. And the hazardous smoke, we've kind of got it down to levels where we're just about staying on top of it. But you can see there's still plenty more left in there. Temperature in here is 100 degrees. No one should be going in there. However, we picked this area also because the temperature on the outside is actually pretty chill. Well, it was. Maybe we've heated up the hull a little bit, but you can see it's like minus 101, minus 105 in places. This should cool down quite rapidly, and once all the hazardous gases is gone, we can start this up again. How are we looking? Oh, 0.4 raw chemicals in there and 0.5 in there. Generating those raw chemicals all for nothing. One downside of this is the amount of gases leaking out tends to cause problems, that and the heat. You can see here these things are requiring some repairs. But if it gets really bad, you can always just close the vent for a bit and then let the system catch back up. Alright, how are we looking? 0.7. We have 13 raw chemicals. We're on day 289. Let me try some grinding here. Kind of accidentally burnt that door. Yeah, so like I said, still a work in progress. Haven't quite perfected it, but it definitely does seem to be working. We're up to 15 raw chemicals. I'm just going to try and get up to 20. What I found I've ended up doing is I'll open the vent on this door, let it vent through, and then as it starts to push past the smoke machines, I'll just close the vent on this door. That means those machines have time to catch up with the smoke that's on this side, and then we just repeat. Slowly draining it out. And at some point we hit this sort of equilibrium where they are able to actually keep up with it and the smoke can't push past. Once we hit that point, well, time to call in a crew member. Oh, and there's another piece of resources that this got chucked down. I don't know if that's carbon or if it's raw chemicals, but it's fine. We're up to 16. Just give me 4 more pieces and I'm going to call this a successful grind. Oh, we're up to 17. This is ridiculous. We have finally hit equilibrium. So now the smoke gets out to about here and then immediately gets consumed, meaning these guys are just working flat out, eating all of that tasty, tasty resources. Temperature-wise, this is now plummeted down. So we'll send someone back in, we'll cook the place again, and we should be able to knock out the last 3 raw chemicals, hopefully in a reasonable time frame. Like, you can literally see them just consuming all that smoke. It's beautiful. Alright, enough of that. Let's get someone in who's got time in their schedule for a bit of a grind. And done. That is 20 raw chemicals. Okay, I'll stop doing this now because I am well aware this is not intended mechanics. But it does mean there is a way to grind out as much of that raw chemicals as you could possibly want, assuming you're willing to do a little bit of grind yourself. It's 291 days. So we just started the testing at about day 288, the end of day 288. Let's just say 289. So 2 days, 2.5? Like, under 3 days. In under 3 days, we generated 7 raw chemicals. Now, the thing about raw chemicals, you chuck them into a chemical refinery, and each 1 raw chemical gives you 2 chemicals. Then you take those chemicals, and for each 0.5 of a chemical, you can make a fertilizer. So 1 raw chemical will give you 4 fertilizer. Each fertilizer can give you 10 crops. So that's 40 crops per chemical. And we did 7. 280 crops? Wait, no. Yeah, 280. So we could run 280 crops because of just that little bit of grinding we did there. Fine, then the only thing left really is just energium. You got to keep buying that, and ice, of which we have 100. So we have 100 ice, we have 64 energium. We're not really going to be running out of those. And now that we've sorted out chemicals, Okay, we're going to stop at 20. I know I knew long before I got to that point that it was a little bit wrong. And oh, let me just grab all of these. You know what? We'll grab the lot. Take it all. Get that thing working. The other thing that actually generates chemicals for you, the recycler. It actually has a hazardous gas output. So you can see here the hazardous gases that come out. Another thing I want to test is I've had fighters come back and they seem to be smoking or producing smoke. And I think they keep producing smoke while they're damaged. So what could theoretically be done is get a fighter damaged, dock it somewhere, and just turn off repairs. I don't know if you can, but you should be able to. There might be a stop button or something like that. In which case you could just leave it or put it in an area and lock it off. Maybe have a vent set in the wall so that the smoke can get out, and then you could leave a gas scrubber on the outside just constantly churning through the smoke that this damaged fighter is producing. Like, there is probably other ways, but this was just the first one I was able to figure out. Okay, we've dismantled the burn room. That's enough exploiting. We're not going to use that as an exploit. We're not going to use the algae one, and we'll shoot through that raw chemical soon enough anyway. It's about time we got out of this sector. We have explored most of it, I believe. Ooh, there's a claimable ship there. Actually, we haven't explored one thing. Nope. I'm over time. Okay, I'll cut in next episode with exploring that claimable ship. I think we did pretty good today. We managed to get rid of those freeloaders, which reminds me I should move the team over here. That's a more centralized location. I guess I'm closer to everything. We'll have to migrate over the fighters as well. We've increased our recruits. We've got 5 new recruits, all of which can pilot. We should always have like squads of fighters ready to go at the drop of a hat. We're on to 3 full schedules. Schedule 1, 2, and 3 all have 4 people on them. You can see there. And schedule 4, we just need 3 more people. 3 more people and we can fill out that schedule. And then we might start doubling down. I'm thinking I'm going to switch to these bedrooms. These bedrooms are absolutely awesome. They basically give them a sleeping with privacy bonus, which increases their energy regeneration, which means we're probably able to get rid of that extra downtime slot we've been giving them, or their extra sleep slot, which means we can get even more productivity out of them. The starving food diet is working. The intermittent fasting, it's just perfect. It's cut down on our food consumption massively. Like, our food is fine. We're getting by on a really small... You know what? Way over time. Next up, we're going to start heading into the more difficult sectors. We should have enough people to take care of it all, and all of our recruits should be fully trained up to level 5 weapons or higher. Oh, 7 and 8 are not quite there yet, but once they do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.
We'll meet again. We'll love again. Under the sky.